a signal to the world we are open for business.
We are now open for business. This is 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏 bringing you yet another episode to guide you in discovering your passion and growing your business as we learn from experts in the field. Sama-sama tayong matuto sa isa na namang makabuluhang usapan tungo sa pagpapaunlad ng inyong negosyo. Ang Open for Business ay mapapanood nyo rin sa Facebook at YouTube. Siguraduhin mag-like at mag-subscribe sa aming social media page at Net25TV. Alamin natin at suriin mula sa mga negosyante, thought leaders at mga personalidad sa iba't ibang larangan ang kanilang strategies, trends at mahalagang karanasan sa pagninegosyo dahil tayo ay Open for Business. Join us this weekend for a special Bohol edition. We're back on the island, but this time for the inauguration of Embrace Café, a livelihood project that champions differently abled staff, food, hospitality, and heart. Don't miss our conversations on inclusive business and tourism.
I'm 𝗗𝗶𝗴𝗏𝗏 bringing you business news and information here on Open for Business. Inflation was steady at 1.7% in October as food price increases generally slowed across the country. The Philippine Statistics Authority, also known as the PSA, reported this. Now, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, also known as BSP, said that the October inflation is well within its projected range of 1.4% to 2.2%. The BSP also forecasted inflation to average 1.7% this year before surging to 3.1% in 2026. It added that inflation will ease to 2.8% in 2027. Now, in other business news, micro, small, and medium enterprises, also known as MSMEs, may be exempted from filing audited financial statements based on the recommendation of the SEC or Securities and Exchange Commission to the Department of Finance. The recommendation was made to help ease the regulatory and financial requirements to the MSMEs. In a statement released by the SEC on November 3rd, MSMEs with total assets and liabilities less than 3 million pesos are recommended to instead file an annual financial statement certified under oath by its treasurer or chief finance officer. Leading e-wallet company GCash launched Pocket Pay, a new innovation for MSMEs which allows them to turn their phones into payment terminals for credit and debit cards. Pocket Pay is a solution that enables MSMEs to accept card payments even without a point-of-sale machine. The country's debt service burden eased by 5% at end July due to fewer maturity on foreign loans, initial data from the BSP showed. External borrowing serviced by the government was lower in the first 7 months to $7.53 billion from $7.935 billion over the same period last year. And that's the business roundup for this week. I'm 𝗗𝗶𝗴𝗏𝗏 for Open for Business.
Kasaysayan ay malaking bahagi ng ating kasalukuyan. Ito'y binabalikan para tayo'y may matutuhan. Sama-sama nating alalahanin ang nakaraan. Tayo na at mag-fast forward sa LTE. Love, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 7 ng umaga sa Net25.
Bakit mo ba ginagawa sa akin to?
Mapipilitang humarap sa nakaraan ng mag-ama.
Ikaw si...
Habang si Chico...
Kuya,
kaya na bang magpatawad?
sana mabigyan mo ng pagkakataon si Mama. Pati na rin ang sarili mo.
Kimchi Family. Ang huling linggo. Gabi-gabi, 8:30 p.m. Dito lang sa Net25.
Let's net together. Sa Net25. Sa Net25.
Bohol, an island famous for its beaches and warm hospitality. We've been here before and we keep coming back because the island always makes us wanting. Today's episode takes us to a very special place, Embrace Café, the first ever in Bohol, a livelihood and community project that hires and trains differently abled persons and invites guests to experience food served with dignity and purpose. Here with us is Miss True Santos-Matias, Chairperson of Embrace Organization for Differently Abled Incorporated, to tell us exciting things about the first ever Embrace Café in Bohol. The last time that we saw each other po was in Tagaytay for the inauguration of the Hearts and Hands Blind Massage there, and also the Embrace Bake Shop?
Bake Shop, yes.
Okay. Kumusta naman po ang Tagaytay?
Thanks for having me again to feature this livelihood project for the persons with disabilities. Okay naman po yung Tagaytay. Alive and kicking. And napakarami pong mga tumatangkilik sa aming branch po doon.
The good thing, Madam True, is that the area in Tagaytay is also very strategic because it's very near the main road, correct?
Yes.
So how is it, in terms of providing, the services to people from Tagaytay? And also, I think, I heard there are also tourists going to the area?
Opo, tourists from Manila, Balikbayan. Destination talaga po ang Tagaytay. And as well as, syempre, dito din po sa Bohol.
Ma'am, alam po naman natin na kapag ang pinag-uusapan ay tourism, it is also very important to know the location. The one in Tagaytay is something very strategic because it's near the main road.
Yes.
And we're now here in Bohol. Madam True, napaka-busy ng street na ito. And there's a lot of schools and business establishments in the area. Can you describe ano ba yung location natin dito sa Bohol?
Napakaganda po ng naging opportunity dito po sa Bohol para po sa Embrace dahil yung property po natin dito sa Bohol ay nasa mismong gitna and heart of 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏 City. Blessed din po kami na ito po ay nasa gitna din ng mga universities at napakalapit niya talaga sa University Belt. So, yun po yung tawag dito sa area na ito.
Wow, that's great to know, Madam True. But, just for our viewers, I'd just like to mention this data. Dahil sa napili natin yung Bohol, of course, parang you have planned this 3 years ago. But the data that we researched, Madam True, was that the total visitors in Bohol reached 1.3 million tourists in 2024 with over 870,000 domestic tourists. And one of the factors of it was may bago ng airport. So may bago ng airport at doon nga po tayo dumaan. May efforts ang pamahalaan ng tungkol sa sustainable tourism at syempre top trending destination daw ang Panglao, which is very near yung mga data na ito, Madam True, pati yung pagtaas ng ekonomiya. And this was last year, 2024. So the vision talaga of Embrace here is really forward-looking. Kumbaga, ang pagpaplano ninyo at ang pag-isip ng idea na ito, sabi nyo nga 3 years ago, but the data shows that it is really meant to be in Bohol just to refresh the minds of our viewers and Boholanos. Paano ba talaga nagsimula ang Embrace Café? What does it stand for and how did the livelihood program start?
So, ang Embrace po ay isang charity arm ng Iglesia ni Cristo, kung saan ito ay isang non-stock and non-profit organization na tumutulong sa mga persons with disabilities. Nagbunga po talaga ang Embrace dahil sa panukala po ng tagapamahalang pangkalahatan ng Iglesia ni Cristo, ang kapatid na 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, dahil sa pag-ibig po nila sa mga differently abled persons or mga persons with disabilities. Gusto po nila na sila po ay mabigyan ng livelihood bilang long-term na pagtulong po sa kanila.
This is what we got also from the National PWD data. As of January 2025, the National Council on Disability Affairs, or NCDA, reported 1.9 registered PWDs in the Philippines, which is about 1.6% of the population. At dito sa Bohol, ang population is 1.4 million, and nationally about 1.57% of the population is disabled. So kapag kinompute daw yun, ma'am, 22,000 na PWDs in the province. Yan yung estimate. So dito ba may plano din po kayo na the people you will employ are PWDs based in Bohol?
Opo, talagang yun po ang mission po ng Embrace, na sa lahat po ng pinagtatayuan natin ng mga establishment ay mga local din po ang natutulungan natin ng mga persons with disabilities. At dito nga po sa Bohol, since ito po ay isang tourism spot po talaga ang kanilang kinabubuhay, binigyan din po natin ng opportunity dahil nagpatayo nga po tayo ng isang magandang cafe po dito. Hospitality po ang kanilang talagang main na kinabubuhay.
The way you tell me now, parang it's like a gift. It's a privilege, di ba? It's a big opportunity for them to really feel very, very inclusive, di ba? And sila mismo nagkakaroon ng pag-asa at oportunidad. I'm sure with your preparation, you were able to get feedback na from the PWD community. Ano po yung mga nasasabi nila sa inyo na sa Bohol meron ng ganito at nandito na ang Embrace?
Na-overwhelm din po sila sa suportang ibinigay po namin. Nagugulat sila ang mga nakausap natin, lalo na po nung hiring process natin. Kasi naghahanap po talaga tayo ng mga persons with disabilities. Di ba, usually, ang mga organization po, ang ibang mga companies, hindi yun yung hinahanap nila. Kumbaga, kami po, kabaliktaran, sila po yung hinahanap namin at yung talagang kailangan nila ng tulong. Na-overwhelm sila, minsan yung iba po nagtataka, yung iba po ay tuwang-tuwa na meron pong ganitong klaseng organization po pala. Nagulat din po sila. Dahil ang atas po sa atin ay maghanap po sa parte ng Visayas para magtayo at makatawid na po sa island po ng Visayas. Yun po yung una pong ibinilin po sa atin ng pamamahala. Ngayon, dito po sa Bohol, nakita namin na kahit naman po sinasabi ninyo na ito po ay isang rising province.
LGU, yes, province.
Nakakatuwa po yun at nakaka-proud din po yun dito po sa Bohol. Pero kahit din po sabihin natin na ito po ay isang mataas na po ang ekonomiya nila, hindi naman po natin masasabi na sila po lahat ay mayaman na. Kumbaga, marami pa rin po ang kailangan po ng opportunities at lalo na rin po, marami din po, katulad na sabi nyo kanina, 22,000 na mga persons with disabilities. Ngayon, nandito po kami para po magbigay ng tulong doon po sa mga marginalized sector, katulad po ng mga persons with disabilities.
This time, you really are making a milestone. You're making a history as well because this is the very, very first Embrace Café outside of Luzon. Ano yung pakiramdam mo na you are making a new marking or a milestone in the history of Embrace?
Siyempre po, very proud po kaming lahat dahil hindi po ito simpleng bagay. Nang tinanong nyo nga lang po kung gaano katagal kami bago nakapag-open po dito, 3 taon. So talagang napaka-proud po namin na nakapag-open po kami ngayong 2025. Kaya lahat po kami sa buong Embrace Organization, maging yung mga nasa Metro Manila at nasa Luzon Region, Talagang very proud po dito po sa aming ginagawa na ito dahil bukod po sa ang lingwahe po natin ay sign language kasi karamihan po sa mga employees po natin ay mga deaf. At dito din po sa Bohol, hindi din po namin ito mother tongue ang kanilang dialekto po dito. At ang lahat po ng processes, logistics, and supply chain, hindi din po namin to kabisado dito kasi doon po kami, nandun po ang main office and central office po namin sa Metro Manila. Kaya talagang very proud po kami na challenged po kami sa pangyayari po ito sa aming organization.
Okay. Speaking of that, Madam True, gaano ba ka-unique ang Embrace Café dito sa Bohol? Kasi, di ba, sabi mo nga, since you made a milestone, you made history already, and you said about these challenges in terms of language, in terms of pati logistics, kasi di ba, archipelagic ang ano natin, pagbiyahe. Hindi rin ganun kadali ang paglipad or pagsakay siguro ng barko. So, what is the uniqueness of Embrace Café here in Bohol?
Of course, this is the first po na branch sa Visayas region. And very, very unique po siya. Siyempre, kasi nga po tama kayo, hindi po ito lakbayin lang ng by land travel na mabilis namin ma-reach. At iba din po ang lengguwahe. Dahil hindi lang naman po mga deaf yung ating po mga employees. Meron din po tayong hearing at iba pa pong mga disabilities. Ang mga inahire po natin ay mga local din po. So, iba din po yung kanilang lengguwahe. Ito po ay isa sa mga challenges na na-embark namin. Pero, awa po ng Diyos ay nakakapagpatuloy po kami at napaka-smooth po ng lahat sa kabila po noon. Maganda din po yan sa ngayon dahil nga po magagamit namin ng mga bagong teknolohiya sa communication para po makapag-communicate and maging seamless yung aming business process po dito.
When I went to Taiwan recently, ma'am, yung mga companies doon, tinitingnan na yung lingwahe, nakakakuha ng mga Pinoy. So pag nagtayo sila ng business dito, pwede nilang ilipat yung mga Pinoy dito. So, pwede bang gawin yun? Halimbawa, may Bisaya or Boholano or who knows the language in Metro Manila. So, naisip nyo rin ba yon na parang, ikaw, employee A dahil marunong kang mag-Bisaya o doon ka na sa Visayas area, may ganong instances ba kayo?
Meron din po kaming mga iniisip po na ganon. Pero sa ngayon po, nakafocus po kami sa local community po muna.
Wow! So talagang they should be here. That's the main priority.
Opo. Yun po ang mission po na makapagbigay po ng livelihood sa local community at sa mga nangangailangan po. Gayunpaman, ang Embrace po ay isang diverse, inclusive, and isang family po kami. So, madali po namin din mapag-aralan kung ganun man po yung mangyayari. Dahil syempre po, sa Metro Manila, halo-halo na po tayo dun eh. Marami din po kami mga kasama po dun na mga Bisaya din po o Boholano din po. Actually, sila po yung iba na nandoon po ngayon sa Manila. At yun po, iniisip din po namin na pwede din po silang papuntahin po dito para po mag-training. Ganun po yung nagiging setup. Kumbaga, tight-knit po yung pagiging Embrace family po namin na madali po kaming makapag-decide kung pwede pumunta dito or pwede magturo doon, pwede madestino po doon.
But I love your focus when you said that you wanted to give priority to the local community because that's the vision of the church administration. Ang isa pa sa naalala ko, mambalikan ko lang, yung sinabi natin kasi pinag-usapan natin Visayas and Mindanao. Alam niyo ba, Madam True, nag-attend din ako ng PANA, yung seminar dun sa Philippine Advertising Association of National Advertisers. Alam niyo po ba, ang sinabi din doon, masyado na daw saturated ang Metro Manila, ang Luzon. So, ang mga investors daw, pupunta na sa Visayas and Mindanao. Sa inyo naman, Madam True, non-profit naman kayo. But have you noticed that a lot of people also, investors, both in your industry na non-profit na pumupunta na rin sa Visayas and Mindanao para mabigyan din sila ng equal opportunities?
I can't say for other organizations or community sa business po kasi kami po focus po kami talaga sa pagiging non-profit at sa kawang-gawa po talaga kami. Pero kung ang purpose po ng mga organization is to help din yung mga nasa mga local communities, maganda din po talaga yung mga opportunities ngayon sa mga key cities. Lalo na po yung mga capital cities like Davao or Bohol or Cebu. Yun po yung mga magaganda din po kasing pagtayuan ngayon ng mga organizations dahil maayos na po yung mga satellites po siguro, mga communications and technologies at lahat po ng mga kailangan po ng isang organization nandun na po sa mga key cities. Kaya po siguro, napipili na rin po nilang mag-invest labas po sa Metro Manila.
This portion is brought to you by Pure Gold. Sa Pure Gold, always mura, always kompleto, always may promo, always panalo.
Sa kasulukuyang henerasyon, marami na ang nag-viral. Dahil po yan sa kanilang ginagawang pagtulong sa kapwa. Pero mas marami ang tumutulong kahit walang nakakakita. Kaya naman kung ikaw ay may kilala na grupo o individual na may natatanging pagresponde sa lipunan at maging sa kalikasan, mag-text lamang sa 0915-415-1035 o mag-email sa responde@net25.com at magpadala ng mensahe sa ating Facebook page at Net25TV. Baka kayo na ang susunod nating Certified Key Responder.
Let's get together. 𝗏𝗏25. 𝗏𝗏25.
Driving in an unfamiliar city? Just turn on the navigation system. Need a new party outfit? Order and delivery is just a few clicks away. Looking for some companionship? Just tap on that dating app. Options all made possible by digitalization. And AI is opening up more all the time. Can AI make us smarter? Can it create art? And what about digital threats? Can it protect us from them? Where AI is taking us. This time around on Tomorrow Today. Welcome to DW's Science Show.
The beauty of what you mentioned, Madam True, is that naikakalat ninyo yung natutulungan na PWD, hindi kayo nakakonsentrate sa Luzon lang. Pero yung question ko ngayon, ma'am, alam naman natin gaano kahirap. Even with abled employees, there needs a lot of training and support. So the question is, how does a typical training path look like in your organization? Out of curiosity, are the staff using ASL or FSL for deaf and mute? So how do you describe the training opportunities and support for employees with disabilities?
Ang aming organization ay 60% of the whole manpower are persons with disabilities.
Wow, 60%.
60%.
More than kalahati.
Yes po. At napakahirap po nun. Lagi ko pong sinasabi yun eh. Dahil nga po, ang ganda po nung tanong po ninyo, ano po yung trainings? Dahil napakadami ko pong pwedeng ma-share na talagang ginagawa po namin sa tagal na po ng Embrace. Mag-8 years na po kami. Pero talagang patuloy po, araw-araw kaming nagsistrive para po mapag-aralan kung paano pa po sila matutulungan. Ang isa po sa mga trainings na ginagawa po namin ay lahat po kami, mula sa admin, mula sa management, and the whole Embrace community, nag-aaral po kami ng sign language. Ng American Sign Language dahil yun po yung mas karamihan na ginagamit. Pero dito po sa Bohol, nakakatuwa po na halos lahat po ng mga employees na deaf ay gumagamit po ng FSL. Iba din po kasi yun eh, although may similarities. Yun po yung nasa tanong po ninyo kasi. So kung ano po yung ginagamit, ASL or FSL. Dito po sa Bohol, FSL. Pero halos sa lahat po ng mga deaf po namin, karaniwan po ay yung ASL, American Sign Language.
In short, parang you're doing both. Parang in short, you have to be knowledgeable in both. Diba?
And ito pa po yung isa pa po sa mga challenge. Dahil kami nga po ay hindi po namimili kung sino pong tinutulungan. May mga iba po kaming mga deaf na deaf na nga po sila, hindi pa rin po sila marunong mag-sign language. Wala po silang formal education or hindi man po natuto ng sign language, which is very, very extra challenge. Dahil ang ASL po ay isang, kumbaga, sa alphabet, marunong kayo mag-read and write. Kapag deaf po kayo, meron kayong tool, yun po yung sign language. Meron din po tayo sa sobrang marginalized na po nila or hindi po talaga nagkaroon ng opportunity, hindi pa po sila marunong nun. At doon ko po natutunan yung beauty ng communication na hindi nyo po talaga kailangan ng language itself na matutunan nyo, na ang importante lang po pala talaga sa communication is magkaintindihan kayo in any way possible. Very enlightened po kami doon lahat. Kasi po, sa una po na nag-embark po ako dito sa journey po namin sa Embrace bilang tagapanguna, yun po yung nai-intimidate ako kasi hindi ko po alam mag-sign language. Tapos ang dami pong deaf. Doon po sa 60% of the organization na yun, ang chunk po nun ay mga deaf po. So talagang meron po kaming kakaibang mundo. Kasi iba po yung mundo nila eh. Iba po yung mundo ng hearing, iba po yung mundo ng mga deaf. So yun po yung talagang naging focus namin na magkaroon po kami ng trainings for that. Lahat po kami. After po nun, pagka meron na po kami mga basic na kaalaman, like yung mga thank you, mga how are you, o kaya yung mga you're welcome, yung basic po na ABCD, talagang nakakausad na po kami. Kahit yun lang po yung alam po ninyo. And after that, pag nalaman nyo po yung mga basic ways to communicate, kahit hindi kayo marunong mag-sign language, matuturuan na po namin sila kung paano po mag-operate ng mga livelihood centers like yung cafe, yung blind massage, and yung iba pa pong mga centers po namin.
What I appreciate with what you mentioned, Madam True, is that it is not necessary for you to be knowledgeable on sign language, but sinabi mo rin to nung unang interview natin na parang ang importante makikipag-usap ka na may puso because it will be your heart which should communicate it. Parang yun yung natandaan ko na binanggit mo na the heart of communication is heart itself. I think I remember that, and that is also the reason why the name of one of your establishments is Hearts and Hands. Kasi parang sabi mo, importante yung puso, maramdaman yung puso mo. Siyempre, nasa Embrace Café tayo. So, pag sinabi mong cafe, ay kailangan may pagkain. So, ano ba yung signature menus? Di ba, in any restaurant? Minsan, ang lagi mong tatanungin, what's your best sellers? Di ba? Parang ganon. And then, yun ang kukunin mo. Di ba? So, what are the signature menu items and how do you design the cafe experience so that guests understand and participate in your mission? Kasi baka pupunta sila dito, may pupunta na hindi lang kakain, pero parang siyempre sabihin naman nila, I want to support people with special needs and I want to support your advocacy. Imagine parang nagsusupport ka na ng advocacy, nabubusog ka pa. Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
So, ang mga bestsellers po ng Embrace Café, bilang cafe po siya, syempre, meron po tayo mga coffee selections, yung mga Americano, mga mocha, and the likes. Meron din po tayong mga milk teas pagdating po sa mga drinks. Sa mga hot dishes, ang aming bestseller po ay syempre yung arroz caldo po namin na ipinagmamalaki na halos lahat ng nakakatikim po nun, nagiging favorite. And the tapa burger.
Okay,
Yun po ang aming mga pinagmamalaki. Ang marami pa po iba, may mga sandwiches, and hopefully, pagka naayos na po namin yung iba pa pong menu dito po sa Bohol, magkaroon din po sila dito ng pizza.
Pag pupunta ka sa isang lugar, inaalam mo din yung taste palette kung nasaan ka. Ganun din ba kayo? Parang chinek nyo din ba ano yung panlasa dito?
As much as possible, nagpe-feasibility study po talaga tayo and market research ng mga pinupuntahan po nating mga lugar. So, ito naman pong menu ng Embrace ay bukod sa ito po ay napakasarap, kahit naman po sino, pwede pong kainin at magugustuhan. Katulad po ng kape, it's a very common or general drink na halos lahat ng bansa sa buong mundo ay umiinom po nito. So, ganun din po yung naging business model po ng Embrace para po hindi naman po tayo mag-adjust na mag-adjust. Every time na pupunta po tayo sa mga ibang regions.
But do you also plan to maybe come up with a certain menu or brand that really, highlight that it is something from Bohol, mga ganyan?
Yes,
so, parang do you
opo.
have that as well in mind
Opo.
in
Siyempre,
the future?
opo, in the future. Pero nagbe-baby steps pa lang po kami dahil kakasimula pa lang po namin ngayon and pinapakiramdaman po namin ang pagtanggap ng university belt. Yun po kasi yung number one na market po namin dito, yung mga students, mga Gen Z or
Yes, Gen
Gen
Zs.
Alpha. Talagang mga bata po talaga. Kaya ginawa din po namin itong mga Instagrammable yung mga areas po namin. Hindi lang po dun sa food. Kasi yung iba po ngayon, pumupunta sa mga coffee shops to bond or to take pictures. Yun po.
I noticed even your breads, your coffee preparations, your drink, somehow very colorful siya. Pero speaking of Gen Zs or the young generation, napansin ko, aside from mahilig sa coffee, health conscious din. May mga ganun din bang pakulo ang Embrace Café na ang gusto nyo naman parang, uy, healthy living naman. So parang mababa ito sa calories. May mga ganun ba kayo?
Pinag-aaralan din po namin yun and as much as possible po, naglalabas din po kami ng mga seasonal menus, vegetable options. Matagal na din po namin yun na na-realize. Before pa, nung mga baby pa po yung Embrace, like 1 to 2 years pa lang po ang Embrace. Meron na po kaming mga vision na maglagay po ng mga plant-based menus and mga vegetable options. Dahil nga po, nakita din po namin yung sinasabi po ninyo na nagiging health conscious na po yung ibang mga tao.
Siyempre, bago lang, the economy continues to grow and there's over 1 million tourist arrivals in 2024. Ano yung inaasahan ninyo na success metrics? Parang may target po ba kayo ng ilan ang gusto nyong matulungan, maserbisyohan? At may quota ba kayo, ma'am, na parang gusto rin ninyo na ma-meet?
Dahil ito po yung open for business, maganda din pong madiscuss yung aming talagang purpose dito. Dahil kami po ay isang business-like organization. Pero ang nauuna po talaga sa amin po dito ay yung pagtupad nung purpose po namin. Yung pag-serve po namin doon sa vision and mission na na-inspire po talaga kami sa kapatid ni 𝗏𝗏𝗏 sa pag-ibig po nila sa mga persons with disabilities. Kasi hindi na po namin tinitingnan yun eh. Wala na po kaming targets. Ang gusto lang po namin talaga dito ay makatulong po na makapagbigay ng livelihood. Isang tao man po yan na person with disability o 10, napakasaya na po namin na makatulong po sa kanila dahil ito po isang long-term na pagtulong. Babalikan ko po dun sa sinabi nyo kanina na kung meron pong mga tao na gusto pong sumuporta sa Embrace at gusto pong sumuporta sa adhikain na tumulong sa mga persons with disabilities. Tangkilikin po nila yung mga ginagawang kape, lahat po ng pagkain na niluluto, gawa po nila yun. Isa na po yun sa nakaka-proud at natulungan niyo po sila tumaas yung kanilang pagtingin sa sarili at doon po ninyo mabibigyan sila ng pagpapatuloy ng kanilang livelihood. Dahil hindi po kami magsasara. Nakafocus po talaga kami dun sa purpose eh. Wala po kaming quota, wala po kaming target. Ang gusto lang po namin, masustain po yung livelihood para po masustain yung pagbibigay po namin sa kanilang trabaho. Hanggang kaya po nila.
I think that's the perfect way to end this conversation. And we'd like to thank Madam True Santos-Matias for giving Open for Business the opportunity to offer the inauguration of the Embrace Café here in Bohol. Madam True, yan yung camera ninyo. Pakiimbitahan ang lahat ng mga taga-Bohol, hindi lang taga-Bohol, kundi mga taga-Visayas and Mindanao regions na pumunta naman dito, bisitahin ang Embrace Café dito.
Maayong buntag sa inyong tanan. Welcome po sa Embrace Café. At iniimbitahan po namin kayo na bisitahin at tangkilikin ang pinakabagong coffee shop dito po sa Siputong Street, 𝗗𝗏𝗏𝗏, Bohol. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. At kung gusto nyo pa pong malaman ang iba pa pong impormasyon tungkol po sa Embrace Organization for the Differently Abled, pwede po ninyong i-like or i-check ang mga social media pages po, Embrace Café and Embrace.
That's the Chairperson of Embrace Organization for Differently Abled Incorporated, Ms. True Santos-Matias. Open for Business. We'll be back. Stay with us.
When a story starts with faith, it can only grow further and stronger. As time passes by, we learn about your story. In an institution of exceptional healthcare, with genuine Christian compassion, we care about you. With a safe, secured, and sanitized environment, accompanied by a team of trusted healthcare professionals, we're built this way to serve you better. By providing affordable health services to general population, we want what's best for you. Because at New Era General Hospital, everyone matters.
Across continents and through time zones, the story of our world. From the corridors of power to the quiet corners of resistance, we follow the voice of change and the truth. Informed by facts, driven by purpose, bound to no border. This is more than news.
Mata ng Agila International.
Some people spend hours with lotions, creams, and powders, all in pursuit of flawless, youthful skin. Others have more pressing reasons to care for their skin, like acne, eczema, or inflammation. But are expensive creams and prescription treatments really the only answer? Or could home remedies like rice masks and banana peels do the trick? Our experts put the trends to the test. Welcome to 𝗬𝗏𝗁𝗏𝗏.
It's an inspiring day here at the Digicon 2025, not just because the speakers and thought leaders are driving the energy today. It's the thousands of professionals, marketers, business owners, and innovators who came to learn, connect, and explore the future of personalized technology. Let's find out what people are discovering during this year's Digicon experience. I'm Marco Ramos, and I'm taking you through the age of I here at the Digicon.
Well, I think there's two parts, right? It's the point of view of the creative thinker, the one who creates these curated experiences, and the other half is actually using technology to be able to manifest that all out. And I think what I find really exciting about the industry, and as you can see upstairs, we have so many different vendor partners, so many different people representing the ecosystem. We can really just expect a lot of this to really apply in the output that we see, whether for brands, even for social causes. So we have a few companies here, agencies even, that do it for social good. So imagine that we're applying this this ingenuity and let's say the technology to be able to apply to society. So yeah, very exciting, I should say. I'm very proud to say that DMAP is actually part of the ASC, or Ad Standards Council. And ASC really advocates for truth in advertising and all of other these initiatives. And DMAP regularly looks at the trends and what's happening. And as a result, you will find that from the stakeholders, we have new builds, new inputs. For the longest time, the association has had advocacy. And I'm happy to announce that next year, we're putting a very dedicated committee for policy development and advocacy to ensure that there's always responsible use of messaging, information, or platform usage. So yeah, that one, it's a sort of evolving story. Hence, that's how it happened. Now, I think impact can be measured in many different dimensions, right? The impact of sales growth, impact of being able to resonate with to customers, or let's say impact to society. So we have some award categories, if you take a look at it, that talk about equality, that talk about, let's say, doing social good. We are also very much partnered with other organizations like Investing in Women and other organizations like NGOs. So we really try to make it quite holistic. And one of our award shows is Boomerang Awards. That's really all about measurement, impact, efficiency, effectiveness. And the hope is that by providing these inspirational speakers to give case studies and to look at these different facets, people can really apply and make the impact real for their companies.
Any company that doesn't take AI seriously won't exist 10 years from now. So fundamentally, they can either get on board the train or they'll get run over by it. AI is here, it is a fact of life, it is the most powerful technology in history, and not taking AI seriously is like not taking the internet seriously 20 years ago. You're going to have a really, really bad decade ahead. Now, at the same time, there's a lot of AI that is too much hype, it doesn't deliver enough value. The task of any serious business leader today is to be able to sort through the difference between what is hype and what is real. But there is plenty that is happening that is transformative. There's almost not a single part of any industry or company that is not being transformed today by artificial intelligence. And the systems that we will have 2 or 3 years from now will make everything that we have today look like a child's toy. So actually, there's never been a more important moment as a CEO, I think, to pay attention to what is happening technologically. But certainly, I absolutely agree. There are lots of business leaders all over the world who don't take the future seriously. And I think that is the fastest way to become irrelevant in the future. There is a lot of debate happening within the big AI labs at the moment about when we reach artificial general intelligence, AGI. Most folks reckon we are less than a decade away. We might be as close as 3 or 4 years. So it's coming very quickly. It will take a little bit extra to scale that, but certainly it's going to be here within a decade. And that is going to transform everything about our societies and the nature of global order. It will obviously radically transform the nature of business, because when you have machines that can operate at the same level as people cognitively, absolutely that is going to be vastly challenging for existing ways that companies operate and for our workforces. And so I think we have less than 10 years from, as societies and as companies, from being able to say, what are people for? How do we give every person in our societies a good future, when systems are coming that will probably dramatically change the nature of how work is done today? And I don't actually see a single society in the world as being well prepared for that future. So we're actually quite late in the day now to actually begin figuring out what is the full sweep of things. But certainly you look at anything economically, geopolitically, the effects on climate and sustainability, AGI will impact all of those things in dramatic ways. And they all are fundamental for whether we have a good future or not. So we've got to take it seriously.
The one key message, at least from my own point of view, is for people to start personalizing the way they interact with their customers. Because the technology and the platforms are already available, and that's what we're trying to unpack. That having a more personalized experience with their consumers will help their businesses. Because consumers already expect it. Studies around the world are already saying consumers want their experience with brands more personalized. In my opening speech, for example, I mentioned that we are already experiencing the bespoke experience, and we just don't know that we are. For example, when you watch streaming TV na, for example, diba? You watch a movie many weeks ago, and then the streaming app will suggest, hey, Alan, do you want to watch this today? and then it's the first time that you encounter this movie, but you try and watch it, and then you liked it. Now, how did the streaming service know that you might like this one? Or even your credit card, it knows that you don't order coffee based on your purchase history, so it will suggest to you that you might want to try matcha or tea. So personalized experiences or bespoke experiences have been with us for quite some time. We just didn't realize that it's technology powering this. So what we want attendees to take away from the conference this year is that there are many ways now to be able to personalize the experience for their customers. And you don't need a large budget to be able to do it. That's why we invited platforms to even do their booth exhibits so they can talk more about their services to attendees of the conference. One of the possible barriers is that maybe they don't just have the skill sets yet to understand and appreciate the power of personalization. That's why even if you notice the theme, we didn't just single out AI. There's a play on the A and the I, but we didn't say the age of AI, right? Because AI is just one of the many tools in the technology war chest, diba? In the technology chest, there's real-time data reporting and all those things. So AI is just one of the many things. So the challenge really is for just upgrade, learn as much as you can, and that's what we're doing in the next 2 days to unpack this for a lot of the brands and companies to be able to understand the whole personalization aspect. First, we should not be afraid of technology, right? But it's also the role of these companies or platforms to be able to educate the audience and the market in terms of what is the impact of technology. One of the possible failures, quote unquote, of maybe some of the tech companies, they did not educate the market enough to say this is what technology can be for you. This is what technology can make your lives better. And it was just unleashed. Like for example, AI, ChatGPT and all that. I mean, the most classic example now is ChatGPT. They just unleashed it. No one really explained it. People who were curious tried it. Those that were curious enough to try it liked it. I mean, I was one of those, I want to play around with ChatGPT and see what it can do for me. But it was me. No one really, maybe from the platform side or from the tech side, explained this is how it can make your life better. And then so obviously, if you don't know much about this technology, it's scary. And you also wouldn't know that, maybe I need to upskill.
There's so much to learn from the Digicon 2025 with its personalization theme and 5 pillars of I. And I'm totally up for the I. Incredible. This has been Marco Ramos for Open for Business.
Our buzzword of the week is inclusive tourism. It refers to the capacity of tourism to integrate disadvantaged groups so that they can participate in and benefit from tourism activity. And our quote for the week is from author Robert Hensel. He said, "I chose not to place this in my ability." Maraming salamat, Madam Drew. Maraming salamat sa ating mga manonood sa isang oras na pagsama sa amin upang tunghayan ang isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli dito sa Open for Business. Catch us on Facebook and YouTube. Like and subscribe on our social media page at Net25 TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help encourage business development in the Philippines. Sharpen your business acumen, feel the pulse, and set the trends for as long as you're informed and open for business. Ito po si 𝗕𝗏𝗍𝗍. Marami pong salamat.